Located off the coast of Oahu is a tiny little island commonly known as Chinaman's Hat. For years I've dreamt about exploring this mystical place. Well, I was finally able to make my dream come true. I brought my trusty kayak out to Hawaii and made the epic journey. And today I will share that adventure on The Planet Traveler. It was a beautiful morning in paradise, and I was off to an early start at Kaneohe Bay. I put in my kayak at Kaaloa Regional Park. Chinaman's Hat was roughly 0.3 miles from the park, so it didn't take long to kayak to the island. From the onset, one of the biggest challenges for getting to Chinaman's Hat was dealing with the waves. The waves were mostly small, but I had never kayaked here, so I erred on the side of safety. I didn't want to be caught off guard by a rogue wave, so I was constantly on the lookout. This was the biggest wave that I encountered that day. My route to the island was not direct. Waves are a bit choppy out here, so I'm paddling straight towards the waves because I don't want to be capsized when we start making our way over to Chinaman's Hat. And I wasn't alone on this journey to Chinaman's Hat. I encountered this couple along the way. They were very synchronous. Stroke, 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 stroke. I followed them for a bit, but they ultimately dusted my ass because I was paddling alone. In the distance, I could see my destination, and I planned to go to the summit. On a side note, Chinaman's Hat is not the official name of this island. In short order, I arrived at Chinaman's Hat. The journey took about 35 minutes to paddle out to the island. I approached the island on the backside because the side facing the open sea was subject to rougher waves. The backside of the island was quite peaceful. The water was calm. I dragged my kayak further inland to ensure the boat would not float away. I grabbed my backpack and a new chapter began. It was time to hike to the top of the island. Although I should have been, I wasn't prepared for the hike to the top. I was fixated on the kayak portion of the trip, so I never gave much thought to what it would take to hike to the top of Chinaman's Hat. The hike is by far no means tough, but it might be a little unnerving for those who are afraid of heights. I could see the top of the island and could tell that the climb was only going to get steeper. As I got closer to the summit, the views of the surrounding area got better and the grade became steeper. This area was easy to climb, although those who are afraid of heights might find it scary. Overall, there were plenty of crevices to stick your hands and feet. I was almost at the top, with the best part of the climb still yet to come. The almost vertical rock face was definitely the biggest challenge I would face. This part of the ascent came complete with a rope to assist you getting to the top. Getting started is always the hardest. Never truer words spoken. The cliff face is way more intimidating than it actually is. In fact, much of this face could be climbed without the rope. However, it did come in handy on the top portion of the cliff face. This part of the cliff was the most difficult. The rope definitely made things easier. Finally at the top, I was bombarded with epic views coming from 360 degrees. No matter where I looked, there were incredible views everywhere. I looked back at where I started. I carefully walked alongside the edge of the cliff. This was one place that I definitely did not want to fall. Just about everywhere along the top were areas that would kill me if I was to lose my balance and fall. On the portion of the cliff facing the open sea was the perfect area to sit and enjoy a nice lunch. I made my way down to the area to take a break. Finally there, I sat down and enjoyed the view coming from all directions. It felt good to check the box on my lifelong dream. On a side note, check out the beautiful little beach on this tiny island. Next time I go, I'm definitely paying it a visit. With my mission completed, all that was left to do was to safely climb down the cliff and head back to where I started.